So today we'll be reviewing the six supermarkets that are listed on Wikipedia as Singaporean supermarkets. So come with me on this meme adventure. We shall explore together the wonders that are Singaporean supermarkets. So who am I? I am Darius. I am an NSF. And you might be asking what are my credentials when it comes to actually reviewing supermarkets that are in Singapore. I have you know that the way I live my life, it requires a lot of meal prepping, a lot of shopping for bits and pieces, when it comes to not only the kitchen but like general living, general home improvement stuff. So I would say I'm pretty well versed when it comes to supermarkets in Singapore, and I have at least visited all these supermarkets at least once, maybe except for the exception of one, which I've never heard of seen of in my life in Singapore. But so yeah, those are my credentials. I enjoy grocery shopping. I get a bit excited when it comes to the prospect of going to the supermarket. So here we go. Okay, we start off with number one. We have a Prime supermarket, and never heard of this supermarket brand in Singapore. Let's look them up actually. Let's see. Outlets in Hougang, Jusing, Serangoon, Buangkok. So a lot of the opposition areas I can see quite a lot of them in this quadrant. Tampines, I really never heard of them before. Never in my life. Okay, so as such, put them at the D for lack of marketing. Yeah, usually those lesser known supermarket branches have to like jack up their prices because they don't receive a lot of customers and stuff, so it's not really good. Okay, move on to the classics. Fair Price. A lot of us Singaporeans would know Fair Price, definitely. Fair Price is bankrolled by the government, and their CEO is has quite a lot of ties, if I'm not wrong, with the GOVT. Let's see, who is their NTUC Fair Price president? Had quite a few comments to say. Bobby Chin, he's chairman of NTUC Fair Price Cooperative. Yeah, a lot of boomers right here. Bobby Chin. Yeah. But I would say it's a pretty good supermarket. They're well stocked most of the time, especially during this coronavirus pandemic situation. Well stocked, well lit, clean. Quite a number of 24-hour outlets, especially their subsidiaries, including the Fair Price Express and all those other subsidiaries that are in the vicinity. My gas station has a really nice Fair Price Express. The prices are marked up though, I would feel, compared to like normal Fair Price, but their reach, especially being a Singaporean brand, is it's pretty substantial. I would say it's pretty damn decent. I'm gonna give them an S, honestly. Okay, it's a pretty shitty image lah, but yeah, it is what it is. Air. Okay, next we move on to Giant. Giant Savings Giant. So Giant, quite a number of outlets. Really, really big reach. But I feel their grasp on the grocery shopping supremacy has really waned in the last few years. Especially in the east. One notable closure would be Parkway Parade. I think they're making way for Sheng Siong, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, they seized operations, and wow, it's been a long-standing outlet, especially in the East. Giant. Yeah, I would say they're not really good. They really mark up quite a bit of prices. Their selections at times not the best. I'll go there sometimes and they run out of like minced beef or like beef chuck. The prices aren't really the best lah. And yeah, there's not much selection. Whereas if we go to like Fair Price, right, like you actually have quite a bit of choices of selection, especially if you go to like those different branches like the Fair Price Finest or like the normal Fair Price. The general quality of it doesn't vary from outlet to outlet, but Fair Price Finest you do get like a bigger selection of like meats and groceries, especially with their international and organic aisle. But Giant is like, it's pretty much the same, and I would say the quality of their beef and everything is alright, but could be better lah. Could be better. Yeah, and I really didn't like the layout of like the Parkway Giant. I'm basing this off my experience as an Eastie. The Parkway Giant had this like, they remodeled it and had these like weird steps towards like the produce section, like with the meats and the fish. And why it worked fine. It led to like a much more open layout where like more of like the preserved goods, like the jams and stuff, could sweep in a bit into like the produce section. But I mean, what's the point? You generally supermarkets do that, like they do have separations between like the produce and the packaged stuff, and I feel that kind of gives like a pseudo barrier when it comes to like cleanliness, because you generally want to isolate your meats and stuff away from the produce. And I feel Fair Price in this respect, especially with their newer outlets like Paya Lebar Square, actually really do provide like a really, really clean and a really good separation between their meats and their produce. And even like if you see like the Singpost Paya Lebar Fair Price, like the meats are right in front of their other, I think because of the space constraint lah. It's right in front of the shelves, but they have such a good like attention to detail and quality that you don't really notice it. And like, yeah, it's really well lit. It's bright. It looks clean. The fluorescent lights really add like a touch of like cleanliness and professionalism and like sanitary. Like you feel it's sanitized, And I feel like the Parkway Giant didn't really cut it for me. Like they remodeled quite a number of times, if my memory doesn't fail me, but they really did remodel, and I don't feel it really added much to the shopping experience, especially in Giant, But a lot of good memories in Giant, especially like shopping in there with my parents since I was young. Really holds a special place in my heart. But as I grow older, I experience more of the general atmospheres in other supermarkets. I don't really feel Giant really cuts it for me. I personally would give it a C. It's not good. Yeah, it's not good. Step up your game, bro. And if I'm not wrong, Cold Storage and Giant, they're under the same umbrella, bought over by a Malaysian company. So yeah, not really good. I have been to their hypermart in Vivo, and if I'm not wrong, Suntec has a Giant as well. Yeah, no, terrible. Yeah, like they don't do that travelator thing really well. Who has like a really good like kind of travelator system? Fair Price. The Fair Price in Bedok. In Bedok, near the Heartbeat. Yeah, near the Active SG Bedok. Right opposite it, there's a beautiful 24 hours Fair Price. I've been there many times after hitting like a tough session, and wow, do they do travelators well? Like, why would you like tuck your travelator like right in the corner? Maybe it's like architectural constraints and stuff for like the Giant in Suntec. But wow, their layout is so confusing. Like, where do you end up? Where do you even begin? Why is your baked goods like right under the travelator? I don't understand. It goes up and then suddenly there's an alcohol bar. It's like, it's confusing. Get your things together, man. Come on. FairPrice is dominating. It's taking a dump on you. But what do? Make crappy outlets. You got bicycles there. Like, man, what? Who goes to Suntec to buy like a bicycle from Giant? Maybe if you put it in like your Tampines, like the big one, right? Do you have a Tampines big one? Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, but maybe they'll buy it from there. But no, why? Why in the middle of Suntec, in the middle of town? Why? Who? Why? When? Where? Yeah, I mean, yeah, terrible. Cold storage. Good. As like a premium, I would say like it's comparable to like FairPrice Finest in a sense. Prices are exorbitant though, it's insane. It's like Giant is like the normal FairPrice, but like Cold Storage is like the FairPrice Finest. But quality is there. You do feel like a bit of atasness, I do see like generally a larger number of expats looking around like Cold Storage, especially their Kallang Leisure Park branch. It's noticeable. I'm not trying to be racist or whatever, but yeah, I mean, generally more expats live within the Tanjong Rhu area, so you do expect a bit more of them to peruse the goods among in cold storage that's in Kallang Leisure Park. I personally will go to the FairPrice in Kallang Wave Mall. Yeah, the prices in cold storage and the selection, it's honestly terrible. Like, I went there over like the circuit breaker period. I don't know if it's just like the circuit breaker period, but damn, like all they had was like organic goods. They had none of like the farm stuff or whatever, and like everything was short. That being said, it is the circuit breaker, so you can't really expect much. But FairPrice has been busting its ass, like hiring part-timers and everything. And yeah, I would say pretty much a lot better of a deal if I were to go to like FairPrice Finest here in Marine Parade rather than Cold Storage in Parkway. Because like, wow, they were really out of everything. The shelves were like half empty. I mean, FairPrice Finest also was around there, but the selection was a lot wider, so I could go and find like other alternatives. Whereas like, Cold Storage like really didn't offer me that. It was a really strange kind of deal when I went there, and I really turned off with the way Cold Storage was, and yeah. The prices, man, they don't. I mean, if you want to find specialty stuff, I mean, sure, but like, why would you go to Cold Storage to find specialty stuff? If I wanna find like specialty meats, I might like visit my butcher that's in Tanjong Katong, which has a lot better prices and a lot better selection. Even though it's like a smaller shop, Meat Collectives along Tanjong Katong. If you guys are curious, but yeah, Cold Storage. What are you doing? The prices, bring them down. Your selection is good, like international fare, whatever. But like, for the local crowd, like, bro, it's not gonna cut it, man. I'd expect like a certain. I mean, if you want to provide the specialty stuff, fine, but at least provide some sort of range to like your daily essentials. Like your basic carbs, like your rices and all. Like, don't give me that like specialty stuff, but don't give me like the option to provide for like the cheaper or like the general stuff. I feel a good move for Cold Storage would to do what FairPrice is doing and provide their own brand. Their own branding of like supermarket goods. Like FairPrice has their FairPrice branded rice and oil, and it tastes the same. It's fine. It's a good quality rice. I've been eating that rice for like a few months around now. I don't really want to buy like the Thailand like those premium umbrella brand rices or whatever, because like I'm not home much, but I cook a lot during the times I am home, and yeah, FairPrice like Cold Storage doesn't really provide me that option with especially with like the stuff that I just need in general. Prices are marked up exorbitant, and like many people like kind of back up this claim that I'm making, that Cold Storage is unnecessarily expensive. Like Georgia Kenny from YouTube, she's that British expat that comes over to Singapore, and she has a whole YouTube channel about the expat life. You should go check her out. She talks about how it was a big mistake, like constantly shopping at Cold Storage, and how she and her husband, they are from Britain, actually switched over to like the local brands like FairPrice and even Giant. So yeah, FairPrice, honestly, D for me, man. Sorry, not FairPrice, Cold Storage. Cold Storage, it's gotta be a D for me, dog. No. Yeah, so we move on to the marketplace. Yeah, marketplace, supermarket. Some notable ones would be the one that is in town. It's in Raffles Place. Yeah, it's honestly, I would say, personally, I don't really like to visit these kind of supermarkets. Like the whole layout and the structure is cramped because it's in the basement, and yeah, you can't really do that. You can't really do much with like seating space, so you feel very cramped and it's a bit dark with the lighting and stuff sometimes. Another one would be the I12 outlet, which closed down quite a few months ago because of I12's closure. But I would say this marketplace is good, honestly. Better range than Cold Storage, definitely. The markup is there, but it makes up for like the definite huge amount of range that it has. I can really go and find like really good Japanese products. The meat quality is good. Meat quality is good, son. Yeah, you really get like that really good beef chuck and beef mince. Really nice 80-20 mix. Especially when I'm buying their meats. Their sushi isn't bad. Sushi is good. Whereas Giant Cold Storage, yeah, not really good. Yeah, it's alright lah, but not the best. But the supermarket place, yeah, the marketplace has really good selection especially when I go to marketplace to shop, it's an occasion. I always make it an occasion because I know I'm getting like the bougie stuff. Yeah, it's really the good stuff. Yeah, it really makes up for the range. And however, the prices are exorbitant. That's why I don't really go there much to actually shop lah. Only when like I'm in town or I was like, oh, I'm in town, been shopping out. Oh, let's just get like a steak to like good times. Just get a quick one, like a nice 250 gram for about like $7, 250 grams of beef. Was it chuck? I think it was chuck. Can't remember what cut of beef it was, but yeah, it's a really cheap. It's a flank steak. Yeah, flank steak for about like $8 to $9 on sale, and the freshness was okay. Yeah, but I wouldn't really recommend like you go there like constantly to go and shop because it gets expensive fast. I think it's more aimed towards like the upper class Singaporeans or expats that actually they live in the area to shop lah. You don't really get much of an option. I think FairPrice would honestly make a killing if they were to actually like go aggressively attack these markets and promote to these kind of to these people saying that, hey, we got the same amount of goods, we got a good range, we got like a good local fare, we got that vibe, and we got those prices, man, those cheap prices with that amount of quality. They would make a killing if they were to aggressively expand into these markets. Like they really would, especially in town. I know maybe the rental or the lease might be a bit expensive, but damn, if FairPrice were to go into those markets and just they'll sweep the floor with, especially with what they're providing customers like me on like a daily or weekly basis. So for this, because the way I approach this market, right, I don't really go in for like a full fare of like, oh, I need all my toiletries, my cleaning supplies and all. I'll give this a B. Yeah, it's definitely better than Cold Storage. It's definitely better. The range is there. So next we have our local contender that is still owned within the family. We have Sheng Siong. Okay, Sheng Siong, definitely another supermarket that I hold dearly in my heart because I've been going there since I was 8 or 9. No, even younger than that. Like there was the old where the Paya Lebar Kinex is. There used to be a huge parking lot with the Sheng Siong there, and wow, Sheng Siong. It's good selection, good range. The produce is actually pretty decent because I think they have local produce contacts and all. But the cleanliness, man, the cleanliness. I remember it was a bit dingy. There was a smell, like you don't really get when you go to like other supermarkets, and that kind of personally affects the way I shop. It affects the atmosphere when it comes to shopping for goods and stuff. I want to feel clean. I want to feel good, especially in this trying time of coronavirus. You really do want like a sense of security. And I would say I visited some of their hypermarts, those smaller ones that are around Lavender. Yeah, it was cramped. It was cramped, dude, and like it was pressing, and it wasn't particularly didn't have that really clean feel that like the newer fair price supermarkets. So even the older ones, I feel the Bedok one had a really pretty clean feel to it. So yeah, Sheng Siong, but it's still pretty decent. The prices are good. They're very competitive locally, and they do have quite a reach of outlets, within the general vicinity of the area. So yeah, I mean for that, I would honestly give it an A. But if just they sorted out that cleanliness stuff and maybe like had like a policy about the store layout, definitely would be up there with fair price, man. Yeah, but it's hard to compete with like a government-backed supermarket, lah. But they really executed whatever policies or whatever measures they have well within fair price. It's a really good shopping experience, and you don't get much variance of quality from outlet to outlet. It's always at a very good level. Whereas like the other ones, man, they don't really compare, lah. Yeah, especially I'm absolutely disappointed with Cold Storage. Yeah, so these are my ratings for the supermarkets in Singapore. If you do have any suggestions or any feedback, just leave them down in the comments. I'm always open to like a nice friendly discussion, especially when it comes to something as contentious as supermarkets in Singapore. Peace out.